South Africa's controversial peace mission to Russia and Ukraine and the flawed mission deep under the Atlantic to hunt for the Titanic wreckage dominated this week's news. Hello, I'm Jane Dutton. So this is what happened.
This is Eyewitness News.
UDM's Bonto Holomisa's take on South Africa hijacking the Ukraine-Russia peace process. Holomisa believes that the African peace mission was ill-advised and South Africa had no right going to Russia and Ukraine. He was speaking on Tsidi Madia's politricking.
I don't think we should have poked our nose into that in the affairs of Russia and Ukraine, because we know the history. The tension there is between Russia and NATO.
Yes.
Simple, full stop.
Hence the treatment of South African journalists.
Yes. There's no other way you can describe it. As long as NATO is not willing to come to the table and sit around with Russia, then there will be no conflict will be resolved there. Also, hijacking that from the UN Security Council, because that matter should have been handled from day one by United Nations Security Council. Then when they try now to blackmail South Africa and so on and so on, we should have just kept our mouth shut.
To listen to the full interview, visit our social media pages. The presidency insists it was a success, and the minister in the presidency says South Africa did not breach security protocol when President Cyril Ramaphosa's security detail was grounded in Poland. That's despite not having the correct paperwork and an enormous amount of weapons on board the flight.
Everything was done according to the normal protocols that are done. And also to clear that the SAA charter plane was a charter plane. It was not a commercial flight. And the rules that apply on a charter plane, they will not apply on a charter flight. So they can carry whatever is supposed to be carried by their delegation, which they are made aware that they are carrying.
After weeks of heavy rain, which has damaged infrastructure, homes and cut off towns, the Western Cape government says they might need to declare a state of disaster in the province. Parts of the Cape, including the Matsikama and Cape Wineland regions, have been hit hard by the recent storms. At least 2 people died, and the adverse weather's also estimated to have cost the provincial farming economy between $750 million and R1 billion. Premier Alan Windey says although there's evidence to declare a state of disaster, he's still waiting on a full flood assessment, especially after the destruction in Citrusdal.
We are busy repairing at the moment. We still don't have access through to Citrusdal, so we are making sure that we are finishing that road. We are still opening passes every single day.
Other stories making the news. South Africa, home to the world's deadliest roads and most dangerous drivers. A study by an Australian insurance company looked at the number of fatal accidents which occurred per 100 people in 20 countries. They found that South Africa has the highest number of fatal incidents out of the assessed markets, with almost 45 per 100,000 people losing their lives in road accidents. That's 7 times the number of fatal accidents in the country with the safest drivers, the United Kingdom. The organisation undoing tax abuse says the government needs to focus on problem areas such as driver incompetence and decaying road infrastructure, as well as corruption. Vigilantism on the streets of Diepsloot. People there taking the law into their own hands because they've been forgotten and overlooked. They're angry over poor service delivery and rampant crime. Yesterday, protesting residents blocked the N14 highway, while some burnt the homes of suspected criminals. Gunshots, hijackings, and zero police visibility are just some of the many problems described by Diepsloot residents.
Our outcry is just reaching the closed ears. So that is why we see. But unfortunately, all the gates are closed. So we are still persuading them to open for us so that we can have those engagements. After all the interventions, our people are still dying.
In the courts this week, former National Health Department spokesperson Popo Maja has been charged with fraud-related charges in connection with the Digital Vibe saga. He was accused of accepting a bribe of 15,000 rand in 2019 to influence a tender of over 141 million rand in favour of Digital Vibes. Thabo Bester's former attorney appeared in court. He's accused of attempted rape and assault.
She arrived at the 27-year-old suspect's unit of an estate situated in Topsy, Smith Street, Langhoven Park, on Wednesday, the 8th March. The victim alleges that they had a conversation before the suspect dragged her to the bedroom and forcefully attempted to undress her. She managed to escape and left her shoes behind.
Flushing out Alexander's pink people-eating rats.
They were white rats here, black and white, and pink rats. Pink rats were dangerous, were killing people here, were eating people, kids and...
Residents there say they're overwhelmed by gigantic rats. Dolani Mkize says there's a severe shortage of waste bins in the township, which has exacerbated the problem.
The only problem is, I can say us residents, we feed them to be big because of we throw rubbish everywhere. You see? And even now, daylight are hiding. If you can come at night, you will see how big are they. And they don't scare people. They come to people straight.
Enter the city of Johannesburg's rat catchers, 36 young pest controllers who use strategically placed cages to bail and trap rats, fumigate them and hand them over to Pick It Up Waste Management for disposal.
We stigmatized as the dirtiest place in Alex, of which I doubt we are. But so the rats, that is why the COJ decided to take this initiative and help us to eradicate the rats.
And that's it for the wrap of the week. See you again on Monday.
Eyewitness News. In touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.